Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. Like, really, it is a great evening. And we are so glad that you are joining us today. You guys take a minute and a deep breath and be completely present here with us. That might be going on in the background or that you were dealing with 5 minutes ago or 4 hours ago does not belong in this room in this moment. This is your time to step into the winter solstice, to step into the new that I'm getting goosebumps because I'm really excited because I know Tanya has stuff that's coming and it is going to be dynamic. And so be ready to receive that. Open your heart, open your mind, and we are going to get ready to receive. And again, if you can throw in there your name, use the chat, put those ones in when you hear something that you really like, snap your fingers if you want to join us. Actually, I'm really excited. My friend Mac is here and he taught me the whole in the last year, the snap your fingers. So much love in the room. You are here for a reason. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce our storyteller, tarot reader, Tanya June Moore. If you have not been in here, I'm having secondhand anticipation at meeting Tanya for the first time. Like I've known her for 4 years, but I'm like, oh my gosh, there's people who get to meet her for the first time. And so I'm going to try not to fangirl, but she is my friend and also she's actually Sedona's Psychic of the Year. And once you get to know her and have spent some time in here, you're going to know why. So, Tanya June, do your thing, babe. Unmute yourself.
Yep, I got you. Hi, everybody. Okay, it has been, I don't know about you, but for me, and please show me if you agree with this or if this is what you've been experiencing over the last few weeks. Not really blockages as much as like when you come up against something, it almost feels like a marshmallow. And like you kind of bounce off of it a little bit, and you know it's not a hard stop or a hard boundary, but something doesn't quite mesh. And every time I've been running up against this, all I can do is just relax into it. It's like just laying into a big pillow and allowing things to happen. And every time this was happening for me over the last few weeks, the emotions have been all over the map. And I've been seeing this with clients that I've been reading for. I've been seeing messaging come across that I'm not the only one that's feeling this way. It's not bad, it's not good, it's just not right, like things aren't settled. And that's what I'm feeling a lot of right now. And let me tell you why. This solstice today, and thank you for being here today, is probably the biggest of this current decade that we're in. Because today is the end of the Mayan calendar. I mean, that's recorded, right? It'll start all over again. Today is the beginning of a new Chinese calendar. So we just came out of the last 3 yang into this next year as the rabbit, which is all about softness and gentleness and kindness, right? And being more relaxed and out of the ego and understanding that we're all in this in one little warren together. Is there anybody else out there that's been kind of feeling like a little like, holy crap, what is going on and why can't I just pedal forward? Like I'm pedaling and I'm just in a marshmallow, right? Stop. Just stop. This is the time of year. Today is the first of 3 days in which time for the earth, the turning, literally comes to a standstill. It is time for us to stand still and allow what we put into play at the beginning of 2022 to happen and just be with us, for us, right now. So at the beginning of the year, we set our intentions, right? We're like, oh, we're gonna totally do this. And it's usually physical stuff, right? I'm totally gonna work out, I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna stop eating sugar or whatever it is. But what happens when you do that is, yeah, you're setting something for the physical, but you're beginning to set things on the emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies as well. And because you're not like typically paying so much attention to those three bodies, it's happening. It's already happening for you. You have set it into motion. And now is the time that you're supposed to sit down, because you've worked all year toward that emotionally. Um, and true that. And maybe you're using this emotionally now, this time, for it to just come in for you. That's what this time is all about. And this solstice in particular is about you truly setting an intention and manifesting it in a really big way, a way that is something you've never experienced before, and probably something you've never even thought you were allowed to experience because it hasn't been in your consciousness. They're showing me the story of the indigenous tribes who didn't see the three big ships that brought Columbus and his peoples, right? Because they didn't have a consciousness that those kinds of ships existed. Does everybody know that story? Is that a new one for anyone here? Okay. That's what we're experiencing right now. Things that are coming into consciousness that we didn't even know were a reality or could be our own, or that we could accept into our own manifesting ability, right? So now is the time. Like, if you work on things like dream journaling or life script, or you're trying to bring, not even trying, you are bringing things into your reality, I would suggest the guides want you to read more, to allow yourself to be accepting of things that you normally would not, content and people that you would normally not allow into your energy field, because there is a huge amount of acceptance that is happening right now. These next 3 to 4 weeks in particular are going to be a lot of breaking away, change. We are moving away from this kind of energy, this worry in our mind. This is the Nine of Swords. This is my stay up all night and worry about nothing, because we have been conditioned to worry about things that aren't real, that aren't really in our consciousness. But because we worry about them, they are in our consciousness. I hope that makes sense. This is not the energy that we're having. This is in the past position that I've laid out here, and what's in the future positions are all pretty good for all of us. And if you are here, I want to say, please energetically invite in the people that you know desire to be here but didn't get here for whatever reason. I want them to be a part of this understanding and this energy moving forward. Now, the easiest way to do this, and we can do this together, hey, to all of those that are connected to us, to anyone who has shown up here to be a part of this event, if their spirit guides, their angels, are in agreement for their highest good, please allow their energy to join us. Okay? Let's move them into this with us, because once we move through this, they can come right along and experience this along with us without even really showing up, because that's how magic works. That's how energy works, okay? So, I want to invite in people who aren't here, who I knew really desired to be here, and people that are connected with me that maybe even didn't realize, and that I don't even know, that want to be part of this. Because, man, this kind of energy's got to stop for everybody who is involved on this call and anybody else who is coming in. We cannot play this game in our brains any longer, because it is time for us to be the master of our emotions. It's time for us to be our healthiest selves. And it is time for us to kind of be like, they're really showing me Piscean energy. And I don't know if any of you all are Pisces, but my first husband was a Pisces. He was adorable. He was just like, whatever, anything that come at him, he was like, great, what are we going to do this? You know, he had zero ups and downs. He was just going along with the flow. And that's really what really the next 4 weeks is all about. Letting the things go and don't get your ego involved, being very much the king of our emotional bodies. And this is not about gender. This is just what's represented on the card. It can be anyone. So they're saying if you are in control of your emotional body, you understand how to emotionally connect with other people, even if it's just on an empath or an intuitive way, do that and allow that to happen with ease and grace without you putting your energy and getting involved in it. Because, you know, you're not going to agree like on this level with everyone, but we can love and be accepting of those people for just who they are and just what game they're playing and why they are showing up here and what they are playing, right? What you're going to see on a grand scale, you're going, and I know this to be true because I've been seeing it for a long time, you're going to see a lot of people who are playing a game for us to remember that's where we came from. So we're not there anymore, but we're going to see a lot of people that are continuing to, and not even a huge amount of people. It's not even a big amount of energy. They're just the squeakiest wheels, and they're the ones that are going to get the grease, right? So, you know, let them play their game because it shows us how far we are apart from that. And the world that is changing is one that we are choosing to change and choosing to show up and exist in. Because this is happening in January. This is huge new opportunities, opportunities that build passion and fire, opportunities that come to us out of nowhere, seemingly, right? But we're calling them to us. But they're opportunities that come out of nowhere that make us go, can I do that? Is that even a possibility that I could time travel, fly across the country in a hot minute? Let me tell you, quantum physics is truly real. And what they just discovered, and this is really important for this work, for you being here. What they have discovered in Rochester, New York, there is a group of scientists that are working on quantum physics. Oh, y'all, this is so cool. This is how close we are. They transferred an atom 30 miles away to another facility.
Get out.
Just through the quantum field, blah, blah, blah. Now it's an atom, and I know people are like, well, I can't even see it. How do you even deal with an atom? But what they discovered, and here's the great part, this is the part that really got me fascinated, right? Is at the first facility, if they tried to ground that atom, it would only be in one place, right? If they let it go back to the quantum field and the other place grounded that atom, I mean, they touched it, they put something with it, it was in that place. So if that is true, follow me here, and we are all from source, then we are all being projected out until we become grounded in the place that we know that we want to exist at the moment. And we can always go back to source and project ourselves to a new place with new grounding in a new vibration, a higher frequency for us to be. They just scientifically proved that. To me, that's like huge. How can we argue with what's happening? It's an atom today, it's Star Trek tomorrow, folks. I can't wait to be able to wiggle my nose and be in Europe or Africa or wherever else I want to go, right? But this also is holding true, not just in this physical, like I want to be able to travel, but in our mental, emotional, and how we want, and spiritual world, and how we want to show up and what we want to achieve here. And I hope that we're all getting the message, and I've been saying this for months, so those of you who have been with me for a very long time, who've been supporting me this whole time, thank you. I love you, and I appreciate you so much. Man, what you are stepping into is all yours, and you can just have it any way you want it without all of the learning that we have to let go of, because now you can just let it go. And And as I like to say, she's one of my favorite cards. Burn all the bridges, every single one of the bridges. You will never have to go across those bridges ever again. I'm going to curse. Fuck all those fuckers who didn't fucking believe in you.
Yeah. Well,
I am a huge believer in burning bridges. If I want to go back, I will build a new bridge that is more suitable and less fucking scary. And that's what the Queen of Wands is all about. The Queen of Wands says, I am the fire. I'm the center of the fire. I cannot be burned. And those who are around me and attached to me are always divinely protected, because everybody else in her deck has a salamander on their card but her. That's because she is the white part of the blaze. She sets everything on fire that doesn't serve. And she's like, you better be glad that I kept you intact, because I'll just burn you too. I don't have time to waste my energy, lower my frequency, or be around that excess that is not for me anymore. Let it go. Right? And as we're in this solstice and this time of rest, and I'm talking about fire and passion, this is what happens when we let go. And I love telling this story, and I love that Joan is here tonight, because Ron is a dear friend of mine, and he's a friend between Joan and I as well. And Ron he turns a blessed 80 this year, and he retired at 47. And he said all of the biggest moves that he has ever made in his life was when he stopped and just took a deep breath and did nothing. He wrote it on his yellow pad and then just allowed it to come to him in however way that was. And so several years ago now, we were starting a business, and we started getting all these calls for our business. And Ron had to go and be in Hawaii. Such a sad, sad story, right? For a wedding. And he was super stressed about it because all these emails were coming across, right? And we were on fire, like this kind of fire, like we were out doing our thing. And he was feeling really guilty, and he sends me a message, and my other business partner a message, and he said, this is my third day of waking up and drinking a cup of coffee on the beach. Before I left, we had 0 bookings. We now have 9. He did nothing. He just took a break and allowed the energy to come. So what really happens when we're like in that energy, right? We're pushing against it. Like we're almost repelling it. It's like to the same ends of the magnet. And sometimes you just have to receive. It's time to receive. We're in this energy right now of just receiving. You're burning things down that don't belong to you anymore. Hopefully you've already done that. It feels like we're moving through that. So if you've ticked off a few people in your life, congratulations. They'll either get it or they won't. And it's not your job to make them get it. If you have walked away from situations that just didn't feel gratifying and they didn't feel filled with joy, that's the only reason we're here, folks. Please do not make it any harder than what it is. Your sole purpose is to not look for your sole purpose. What a big scam that is. Our sole purpose is to be here and experience, have a life experience, and be in joy of that experience. And when you are in joy, you are in flow, and you're consistently in flow no matter what happens from that point forward. Okay? When you aren't in joy, you're out of flow. Stop. Take a deep breath. Start finding something that's fun again. Go back to your inner child, finding that kid again that is allowing you to play.
all right. So Tanya, you're on fire. You are flipping those cards, girl, so
Girl,
fast.
we've got 3 more to go. So
Okay, well, I
no,
won't
go
stop
ahead.
you
Go
for
ahead.
long. I just want to make sure nobody has any questions or would like any clarification, because like I said, she's hot. I'm not going to keep that steam down, but you guys have the right to have a voice here. So if you need something or you have a question, if there's people whose energy you want to invite into the space, go ahead and you can put that in the chat and we will join you in that. All of my cats came. I'm not even joking. You invited and they all just circled in. I was like, whoa, that is new. We don't do that. Anybody have a question? Go ahead, Tanya. Thank you for letting me.
Okay. No
S-
problem. And always interrupt. It's fine because sometimes they start coming in and it's not really me. I'm just in a channeling moment and they're just like, look, tell them this, look, tell them that. And you, all of you who are here, are intuitive, are empathic, are a witch, are something, or you wouldn't be here enjoying this with me, right? And I hope that you allow those joyful voices to come through with exuberance because these are your guides that are coming here going, hey, can you, they're like literally knocking on my knowing and they're like, can you say this real quick? Because the right person will get it, right? And it's all of you because everybody is on the same page here. Um, this is not the time, please stop this, to cry over spilled milk. If you've spilled it, good riddance. Let it go. It wasn't serving you anyway because you've got something that you can continue filling up that's going to be more conducive to your best life, to what you are controlling and accepting and allowing to influence you right now, right? And it's really important that you're looking for messages that are coming in that are opportunities to um, cut out bad energy. He is the Page of Swords. He's a young person who brings in messages that says, let it go. Boy, this is really about cutting out energy that's not serving you right now because it's hindering you. It's holding you back. It's not allowing you to step into your full power. It's not allowing you to be who you genuinely are. I had a class this weekend and had this beautiful couple. I could tell they were creatives. And I was like, it'd just be really good if you just like let your crazy flag fly, whatever that looks like, right? Well, come to find out, they were two ballet dancers on in New York City who were on a traveling tour. And the one wants to leave and do the books. She doesn't want to dance anymore. I didn't even know what to say to that. And her beautiful husband, he wanted to choreograph. He was tired of dancing. These people were like very young. I don't know. Everybody looks 10 to me now that I'm older. I don't know what happens as we age. And I thought, oh my gosh, honor that. But can you imagine how freaky that would feel if you've been with a company and you've been with a dancer and all of a sudden you don't want to be creative and you're going to do the books? Like, she said, oh, and I told her, like in her reading, I said, you're going to have a spreadsheet. You're really working on really logic stuff. She's like, yeah, I just wrote a whole spreadsheet of why I would be the best person to make sure that the money is where it's supposed to be. And that's the kind of things I'm talking about. You're going to be making some big changes that were once one way and it suited you in that way. Those don't serve you anymore. They're not part of your life anymore. Okay, so let those messages come in and be adhered to and accepted. Cut it out. Cut out anything that is causing you to have doubts and to not believe. Because big, huge celebration, and I'm not just talking about New Year's, right? I love the lunar New Year more than I love the solar one. But we have big celebrations coming in energetically, all through the month of January in particular, and going into February. So be looking forward, first of all, to speaking your truth and saying what it is that's going to fill your cup up. And then only allowing the people in your inner circle to be there, lifting you up during that time. And you're going to be doing the same for them. This is very much a whole year of I scratch your back, you scratch mine. We're all getting along and things are really, really good. 3 is the celebration card. 3 is the number of the angels. This is not something to be ignored. This is something to be in the middle of. This is something to, oh my goodness, whether you drink or not drink, none of that matters, right? This is about being in it, for it, right? Does anybody have questions right now? Because I have just, whew, that was a lot, a whole lot. Okay, thank you, awesome. Thanks for the snaps, I agree. Okay, Mac, they really want me to give you a card, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a card. If you could turn, hi. This is not typically what this card means, so if you guys read tarot, please don't call the tarot police. I don't always read exactly what it is. Mac, your spiritual enlightenment, I mean, you are expanding an enormous amount, like right now, today. This is typically about perspective. What they are telling me is you've spent in what feels like a lot of time learning to unlearn. I mean, the imagery, he's hanging upside down from the tree of life so he can gain knowledge. But you have spent a lot of time over the last a long time, like they're showing me the number 12, feels like 12 years of walking away from things that you grew up with, things that you were taught, and learning your own spiritual path that nourishes and nurtures you. Um, please lean into that and just rest knowing that you are a complete intuitive and messages come to you all the time, and they want you to realize that every time you hear that same song over and over again, whatever you were thinking at that moment is the right train of thought for you. They're trying to communicate with you, your gifts, your guides, your angels, whatever you want to call them. Your soul is validating whatever your thought was at that time. So as you were seeking and winning this spiritual enlightenment, like I'm surprised the Hierophant didn't pop out with him. Know that you can land on your feet no matter what happens. You're always going to land on your feet. You're never ever going to fall. It's just not part of who you are. You're like a like they're showing me like a juggler who walks on the ball at the circus and then he like flips off. Like that's what they're showing me. Like it's just not in your DNA to be busted and land on your knees and get hurt. Like you're fine. So I hope this helps, and if you need more explanation, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments, or if you have questions now you can unmute and ask. But they had a real specific, they were like, right now he needs to hear this right now. And I was like, okay, we're going to do this right now.
No, I've gone through a lot of change in the last couple months, so it's very reassuring to hear that. A little scary to think that, definitely, but no, that is very reassuring. Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. And man, like I say this, whatever is meant for you will always find you. You can choose to put it away. It will always, you'll always find your way back to what is right for you, but you are ripe right now to begin this new adventure. I mean, like I really think you're going to be helping other people get on a path of unlearning and relearning and creating. It'd be really cool to see that. Okay.
Tanya, before you move into your next
Thank
person,
you.
I just want to say, because we've worked in groups together and whatnot, and I was really blessed that Mac was able to make it today. But based off of some of the other groups that we've been in, I do want to clarify for the sake of Mac and my friends here that Tanya didn't know you were coming, knows nothing about you. And when you were saying some of the words that you've done, the journey that Mac and I have shared, some of that resonates really strongly with me about who he is and the path that we've even shared in the last year. And I just want to say, I did not tell any secrets. I did not say any words. I did not, like, no idea that you were even showing up into the room until. So I have to laugh because people are like, what did you say before? How could she know? And I'm like, authenticity, babe, authenticity.
For someone that's had my tarot cards read once, yeah, that is terrifying in the best of ways. Thank you.
I'm honored that your energy is here. And I want to say, when cards come up and stories are told, they're for all of you. They're just related directly to the person that I'm reading for. But everybody can get a little something, right? So, I mean, I go through 4 or 5 books a week. I'm in a consistent state of reading, of learning, of understanding, and I'm totally jazzed about that now. And I'm fortunate, I have to say, I'm going to point at Joan again, who seems to have all my attention here tonight. She was the librarian at Carnegie Mellon for many years, and so I go to her for a lot of my questions on research. And so I have a little built-in person that helps me cultivate articles so I understand where the energy is going, because I want everybody to be a part of it. And I feel this way about all of you. I feel like I've called her into my life because I deserve having someone who has that experience that I don't have. And whether this is your first time here at an experience with me, or this, you've been here since the beginning, I feel that way about all of you. I thank you for coming and thank you for being a part of this. Because you are here, we're building something really cool for everyone. We're all going to step into this no matter what our belief system is. It's just how we choose to perceive and experience it that is changing. So you are choosing to experience joy, to experience positivity, to experience happiness, to feed the positive wolf and not the negative wolf, right? I don't do any negative readings. I refuse. I just won't do it. I don't believe that the negative exists because I refuse to feed that. My mama, who is crazy as a June bug, God love her, used to tell me that everything is positive unless you feed the negativity. Whether that was, I had an animal passing on as a kid, or a person in my life that was leaving, or I was moving into a new school, she was like, it's only negative if you perceive it to be negative, so don't feed that, right? It's only scary if you are choosing for it to be scary. Well, let me tell you, I'll be the first person to tell you that, I don't want ghosts, spirits, or whatever, you can call them whatever, showing up in my bedroom in the middle of the night. That would scare the shit out of me. I choose not to do that. They know to come. I had a client ask me day before yesterday, are you a medium and can you channel? And I'm like, only when I choose to. So you're clairvoyant. Only when I choose to. Please don't show up. Don't touch me. Please, dear God, don't whisper in my ear. I mean, I don't like haunted houses. I don't do that stuff. And it took him a minute. He was like, what do you mean? And I went, my mom told me that I didn't have to do it, so I don't do it. I'm 50 years old. I still ain't doing it. Unless I ask you to show yourself to me or touch me, I am off limits in this life. You can just tap in. I'd rather just know what's going on in my brain. Doesn't belong to me and it's yours. Okay? So as you are here, because you're here to learn, you're here to train, okay? You're here to be a part of this. As you are here, know that you can program your physical body to accept and receive the joy the way that you want to receive it. It's not the way that everybody else expects you to. So I will never read cards going, oh, you have this happening. Never. Just not part of my existence. I think it's rude to even put that expectation on people. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Eva, I have a card for you if you'd like to unmute. It's a big one. I would be happy with this. You're getting the Lover's card, but what they're telling me is that, so lovers can also mean contracts, and this is a positive contract, like a physical contract. So I don't know if it's a house or a new job or a marriage or a divorce or whatever it is. It is good for you. It is positive for you. Please don't linger in the nostalgia that can be attached to whatever this is.
Okay.
You can have a remembrance about it, and that's cool, right? What's not cool is getting your emotional body so into it and being such a part of it that you kill the fire that is allowing you to move and live at your highest intention. Okay? This is a big contract. This isn't my this is a major arcana. This is a big deal. This is the Lovers, okay? So this is something bigger than you think it is. It is going to feel bigger than you expect it to when it comes around to you. Like when you put your name on the dotted line, it's going to be like, do you want a blood sample too? It's that kind of feeling, right?
Okay.
And it's really good. It's really, really, really fucking good. Okay. Well, I am cussing a lot tonight, you guys. I'm sorry.
Wow.
So it's highly unusual, but sometimes your guides come through and they're just like, listen, it's kind of like this, and she needs to hear it like this. And your guides are really in it right now, and they want to like kind of like smack you around a little bit because this has been something you have been doing for a while, trying to cultivate for a while, and it's finally happening, and now you're starting to have second guesses. Stop touching it. Stop picking at it. It's a scab. Leave it alone. Let it heal. And it's fine. Please let me know what this is. I would love to have an email from you later on. They're showing
I'm
me
curious.
they're showing me the second week of January.
Ah,
So put that on your calendar, whatever that is. Maybe
okay.
the 7th through the something. Maybe 7
Okay.
days, 7th to the 14th or whatever. But this is a physical contract. This isn't like, woo woo, I'm going to make a spiritual contract and I'm going to pretend, it's not, this
Yeah.
is, I love the land of make believe. I live there all the time, but this is not that. This is a piece of paper. Okay.
Interesting. Exciting.
It's very good. Yeah, it is exciting. So let me know. It's something you love. It's something but it's scary and it feels like a lot and it's going to be better. Like you're going to have to leave some things behind. It's like that burn in the bridges things. You're going to have to burn some bridges when you do this. Okay?
Okay. I will keep you posted.
Please do. Please do. And I do love hearing from you guys after, and like, I know that some of you have sent me some beautiful messages, like just even a few days after we do some of these exercises that we do. And we're getting ready to do one right now. I'm going to create some new neural pathways for you. Okay. And let me know. So like 1 month we did, if you just think of something, it'll just show up. Don't even say it. And almost every person that was in the group that month sent me a message going, what the holy Hades? I didn't say it out loud. I told no one. And now it's everywhere. Right? Because that's how good we are. If you can create a pink elephant or a unicorn or whatever weirdness that you were thinking of, you can create anything you want. That was the point of that exercise. Okay? It's just our own perceptions getting in the way of whatever our true desires are. Love, fame, fortune, whatever it is, right? Today, we're going to create a real quick neural pathway, a new neural pathway. Actually, we could do a couple if you'd like. And what I mean by that is I want you to get in your feels. And we're going to say that you're taking a picture with you. And I'm going to do material things because sometimes it's easier for our physical body to understand material goodness, right, than it is for us to understand spiritual enlightenment, okay? But it all works the same way, I promise, okay? So let's say you're taking a picture, someone's taking a picture of you on your phone in your perfect vacation spot that you've always wanted to go to forever and ever. Just close your eyes. I won't tell you where mine is because I don't want to like put it on you. But somebody just took the best picture of you that they've ever taken. Oh my God, you look better than you ever have in your entire life. You're going to look at this picture for many years to come and go, man, God, wasn't that the greatest vacation I ever took? What are you wearing? What does it smell like where you are? How do your clothes feel? Where are you standing? What are you standing in or on? Do you have shoes on? Are you barefoot? Is the breeze blowing? Is it cold? Are you in the city? Are you on a beach? Where are you? Get real specific. Get real specific. Who are you with? Now, there's a whole plethora of pictures there. And they're now in your phone reel. And you can go back and look at those pictures anytime because they've already happened. We've created a neural pathway for that. And what I would like for you to do, just for the next, like we just did one just now. So for the next 2 days, you got tomorrow and the next day, is to revisit this reel of pictures that you just created. Just 2 more days. Spend a couple of seconds, couple of minutes. Take a deep breath into it. And here's what I'm going to promise you. I promise that this in 2023, wherever this place is, even if you don't know the name of the place, you are just picturing it in your mind. You will be there because you've just created a neural pathway for that. And you're going to spend 2 more days in the slowest days of the year at the darkest time to allow the light to shine on that, because that's what this is about. Is the light starting to shine on something that was once dark. Okay? So if you don't know where that place is, right? Like I happen to know the name of the place that I would like to be. So if you don't know where that place is, I guarantee you it's going to show itself to you. You're going to open up your social media feed and there's going to be an ad for that. And it's going to be very recognizable for you. You're going to go, oh, holy crap. That was what I pictured in my mind. That's the exact beach, or that's the exact, hotel I was staying in. I had my picture taken there, right? And you're going to go and follow up on that. And you can do this exercise anytime you want and create a new neural pathway to something. And you can do it in as little as 30 seconds for 3 days in a row. But right now it's really, really cool because it's during the solstice and it's a big magic time. This is when magic happens. All right. Blue, I have a really specific message for you about this card. It's the Queen of Pentacles, and she says it's finally time for you to have your stability and for things to come to you without fighting it. Okay? So I know you, and I love you. You're a dear heart for me, but this is about you she's showing me you're very grounded. This next year in particular is going to be a very grounding year for you. Okay? And the way that you play with that is to continue visualizing and not working so hard. You don't have, this is not a year for you to do hard labor. This is a year for you to be in the magic of that stability and what that feels like. So you can kind of let go of that pressure on yourself. Okay? Does that make sense? Do you need some clarity on that, or does that feel like it's right? I can't hear you.
I was unmuting. That feels great.
Does it feel okay? I mean, they're really, like, you have a couple of guides here that are like, can you just tell them to chill and everything's okay? Like, quit fighting it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, big energies that you're very, very much circling around. Like, this is not a disappearing act. It's not, you've been working at this for, oh my God, a long, long time. And it's finally, you're allowing it to happen. So that's really good news.
Right
Thank
on.
you. Yeah. Any questions, anyone? Hi, Rue. Hi. Oh my goodness. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm glad you made it.
Better late than never. Thank you.
You're welcome. She just came in. If you need a hypnotherapist, she's a really great one. She's my dear friend.
Thank you very
Ito, I've got a card for you. You might be my last card of the evening because there's a big message coming in.
Okay, Edo. Yes.
Edo. Oh, okay. Hi, Edo. Welcome.
Hi.
Sorry that I mispronounced your name, but I love your witchy name. Go get
Thank
it.
you.
So good. It's so good. Please be done with whatever it is that you've been doing. You're at the completion of something, so you can make room to start something better. Because the card after this is the Fool, and he's restarting an adventure. And they're showing me that you really want to show up in your life as your own hero. And like that means something to you. Like being your own hero is something that resonates in particular with your energy.
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't been fully suited up in your superhero outfit for a very long time. And you've allowed things to just kind of happen around you without you accepting the control of that. And it's time. So you're completing a big completion. Like this is a major arcana.
Yes.
And I think that you've been a little like, oh, I know I have to do it. I know I have to just complete this project, this relationship, this agreement, this partnership. It was incredible and I've learned a lot, but my heart wants something else.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time. And now's the time. And whatever the squeaky is, I love it. They're in agreement. Whoever's that is that yours?
It's my kitty.
Hi, honey. She is totally like, preach it. Tell her I'm here. I've been watching this the whole time. Boy, what
Yeah.
are you in Brooklyn? Because I got a Jewish mother in your cat. She's very much like, I've been smacking her around a little bit. She's not listening.
Yeah. No, her name's Luna. So
And that, so do you have a question? Is there anything that I could enlighten into that before I talk about the next thing?
no, that aligns perfectly with kind of what's going on right now. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being part of this. Um, Speaking of that, animals come in a lot. They like to be very mouthy. Your girl there is really, Luna is very much I mean, she is your touchstone for being very grounded on this planet. She says it would be super fly if you would use her more often because that energy, whether it's good or bad, she loves it because she just sees it as energy. She doesn't understand positive and negative or good and bad or anything. Okay.
Hmm.
So she's like, lay it on me, baby. It's fine. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. She's super cool, man. I like her. She's fly. All
She's
right.
really sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so what is happening on December 23rd? So as we go through these next couple of days, right? Like I said, we got a couple of days of just like darkness, is the new moon. And the new moon is in Capricorn. And this particular new moon, so here we are on solstice, and I'm talking about miracles and how all you have to do is just let them happen. Just think of them and it will show up. I promise you, just make the wish and forget the wish because that's when it will happen for you. The new moon is about setting intentions, and Capricorn is about building a very sound structure, being very stable. And so these next 3 days, whatever you're creating, whatever that is for you, is incredibly stable. And it will come in with stability if you can just lean in and believe that to be true. If it's meant for you, if it's too good to be true, it is absolutely meant for you. So accept it. Believe it. Know that it's yours. It doesn't belong to somebody else or it wouldn't be showing up for you. That is not the way the game works. Your energy is begetting other energy, is allowing other energy to come to you to support the energy that you have already created so you can have the life that you so desire. And so you've got today, tomorrow, and the next day to really set your intentions in a very lovely way. I don't know what you do. I take like nice long baths, but whatever, hike in the woods, hug a tree, lay in the dirt, put your feet in the ocean, whatever it is, these next couple of days, build the neural pathways to what you really, really deserve and desire. Because when the new moon comes in on the 23rd in Capricorn, you're going to set that intention forward. And whatever is attached to it will come along with it. So make sure that you are intending the highest good for yourself, especially right now, because you're setting your intention for this whole next year of 2023, which is all about kindness and gentleness and prosperity. It's all about abundance. I mean, it's the year of the rabbit. My God, how many kids can they have? Jesus. They feed a lot of animals out there in the wild. They do that because they know that they are necessary. And because they are necessary, they have a lot of babies. They are abundant creatures. I love rabbits. They're also gentle and kind, but they are ferocious. I don't know if you've seen the Holy Grail. I wouldn't go near a little white bunny. Yeah, somebody got that. There was some laughter. I saw it. It's just a little white rabbit, right? It's not. They can be ferocious. They are not afraid to take up for themselves, right? So you're going to have a whole year of knowing how you are needed and necessary in other people's lives, and you're going to be very ferociously protected around that. And when we come back in January, and I do hope you join us in January, when we come back in January, we're going to do a whole year of intention setting. so that you know exactly what it is that you will absolutely receive. Now, Life's a Choose Your Own Adventure book. I'm telling you, go to page 28 because it's going to be awesome. But you can choose to go to 103. 28 will come back around in a little bit, right? It'll always come back around to you. I'm just saying that what I'm telling you is the easiest way for you to get from here to pure enlightenment and joy and happiness and kindness and health and all the good things. Okay? But I also want you to live the life of your dreams, a life that you enjoy. And sometimes that's an adventure. I've been on a whole lot of adventures. Crazy adventures. I mean, oh my God, if my brother was on here, he'd kill me. But I poured diesel fuel down the middle of our road and lit it on fire when I was like 9. Nothing happened. Nothing burned down. I used diesel. It wasn't gasoline. I didn't want to burn my face off. I was scared shitless. I knew I was going to get in a whole lot of trouble, but boy, it's a fun story to tell today. Right? I'm also 40 years removed from that story, so it's much easier. My dad's not around to go, oh my God, you caught the road on fire. Why did you do that? Like I was young. Our only rule at life was to not die. That was the only rule in my house. I was free range parented. We were all free range parented. It didn't matter what the hell we raised or what we did. Don't die. If you died, mother was coming through the veil to yank your ass back in so she could jerk a knot in your tail. That was her belief in us, right? That as long as we didn't die, everything was fine. She could fix it. Didn't matter what it was, she could fix it. But she couldn't fix death, and that was not a good thing. So I went through my whole childhood knowing that everything was okay as long as I didn't die from whatever it was. I jumped out of windows. I swung on hay hooks. I shot people and myself with BB guns. Yes, we can do all of those things. We can have a story to tell. Or you can just do what I ask you to do and say, hey, you know what? You skip all that and you can go to this really cool place and you can do something really great if you allow it. So that's what we're going to do in January is we're going to set a whole bunch of intentions. And so if you want to create more neural pathways for yourself, you can use that picture that I'm talking about, right? Where you set the reel on your phone and you have somebody taking pictures for you, right? You can do that with anything. You want to be on a stage and have an audience? Have somebody take a picture of you there and build your neural pathways around that. Do you want to move to a cabin in the woods where there's lots of snow? You can build that. And I promise you that it will happen for you. And if you really set the intention, it'll happen for you right now. You don't even have to wait for it. Okay? It's been coming up a lot lately. And so before I sign off, when we go to an after party, which is pretty awesome, I'm going to pull 2 more cards from 2 different decks. What I really want is for all of you to lean into the land of make-believe. Just believe, and I call it magic. You can call it science if you believe in energy and frequency and vibration. You can call it religiousness or religion or spirituality if it's a belief system. What you name it doesn't matter. It's your intention of how you want to create it. And I believe in magic. So start noticing the magic that is around you every single day because it exists for all of us all the time. Okay? Meaning, like when I open my front door and I see a dragonfly wing on my front mat, just one in perfect condition, I know that the fairies have left me a gift. The other day, I went to where I moonlight at the retreat center, and there was a single leaf that did not belong to any of the trees around this tree, tucked into the bark like somebody had put it there for me. In perfect shape, not broken, nothing was wrong with it. It was completely dry and brittle. I picked it up and I said, is this for me? And at that point, I saw a beautiful carnelian, which was about the same color as this leaf, star point. And it said, please, I heard it in my mind, please be forgiving of the ones who are choosing to cross over It is time for them to dry up so they can be reborn. And the next day I lost someone very close to me. He crossed over Rainbow. I call it Rainbow Bridge for everybody because I want to go where my dogs are and my cats and my horses and everything else. But he crossed over. And so I knew it was his way of saying, hey, don't be upset. Everything's okay. Here's a little gift, right? You have to notice those things all around you, and whatever the weirdness that comes in that you believe that message is, that's true. I hope it's a really good message. I hope you only believe in good messages, right? So we're going to pull a quick nudges from your spirit card. So true. I can't make this stuff up, you all. This year, and especially for these next few days, abundance begins in the mind. Can everybody read that? Abundance begins in the mind. This is nudges from your spirit. It's Melissa Quarter deck. It's just one little saying on each card. So if you can control this, you're going to be in really, really good shape, because all your abundance comes from here. Okay. So your abundance begins in the mind. Start thinking about it. So why we're building new neural pathways for you guys. This is why we're doing this. If science is your jam, we can do science all you want. And one more. This one is from, it's a Doreen Virtue deck that I've had for a very long time because everything that she's ever made is now out of print. Okay, so it's the Queen of Fire. Remember we had her earlier, the Queen of Wands. That's what this is. So it's really about releasing and letting a whole bunch of stuff go and burning bridges. See, she's a dragon. She's on fire. She's not allowing anybody around her that doesn't support her passions. So if people are not lifting you up, if they don't smile when they hear your name, like I love Lisa so much. She's a great host MC for me, right? Because I mean, she gets me jazzed up just because she's excited to be here. She's excited to even be a part of this. And that's who I surround myself with. My whole team is like that. I only want those people around me. I don't allow people in my life that do not think that I am the greatest thing in the world. Like I think they are the greatest thing in the world, right?
Yep.
It's a two-way street. I love all of you. So, my gosh, if you have somebody in your life that doesn't uplift you, that doesn't make you feel special, that doesn't make you feel valued and worthy, and you can't have a conversation with them about it, maybe they need to go to the next layer of your circle. Okay?
Yep.
They don't need to be that inner circle anymore. They need to be that next layer out because they're not supporting you. So find the people that believe in your magic and what it is that you are creating and let go of all the rest of the stuff. Burn those bridges. I've burned a lot of bridges. I don't know if I have any more to burn, but I feel like you all do. So do it and let me know about it.
Okay, lovelies, do not drop off yet.
I'm gonna go.
You can drop off, babe. Love you.
I love you guys. Those of you who ordered
Send her out with
card
some
read,
good energy, guys.
yeah,
Let's love
those
on-
of you who ordered a card read from me, I will get it to you in the next few days. I'll send you a video link, okay? And I love you. If nobody's
Thank
told
you.
you that today, I love you.
Okay.
You know that every day.
Love you.
Bye.